The real theme of this evening is the way that self-publishing has, or perhaps hasn't, affected the way that traditional local media operates. So my first question is the very broad one. I'd like to start at the end with Ian.
Well, I think that self-publishing has certainly helped to drive the change that's taken place in media. But if you look at the panel here, you don't really have a huge representation of Joe Public. What you have is media professionals who are using new technology to get information out to the public. We can't even say readership anymore because it suggests the traditional paper version. But I believe that journalists and publishers have embraced new technology, but to some extent also they have been driven into that by self-publishing.
David?
Well, I think the key things here, in terms of self-publishing, what I believe is that we've actually found it much harder than we were expecting. I think we thought it would be easy, or easy-ish, and it actually hit us to be a lot harder. And some of the reasons it's difficult is because if you want to make a really professional-looking site, you need to have things like good images, and that means doing all the image searching and all the rest of it, and checking on copywriting. One of the things in terms of quality with the internet media, which is open now to all of us, including the Times and everybody else that you mentioned, is the instant feedback that you get from your audience. And so very quickly, if you do make mistakes, you will get reaction. And we found this ourselves, that people will come to us and correct us very quickly. So you've got this kind of wisdom of the crowd.
Anna?
I think in the line that I took, I wasn't treading on normal media or wanting to compete with what was great publications already existing here. I just thought there was a gap in the market and I just offered an alternative. And I think really with internet marketing and internet media, we are just an alternative as well, and we can work very well together. I think we shouldn't compete as much, but just pull together. We are a different issue, and I think, like you said, that is the way that if we make a mistake, it can be corrected straight away, and we rely on the support of people reading, correcting, giving us feedback on what we do.
Mark?
I can't think of any cons, I can only think of pros. And now everybody, the concept of self-publishing literally means that everybody can do it. And we'll have the whole gamut of media professionals through to aspiring people. It gives people a chance to get experience as well, and to create something if it's good enough to become popular. So I really am very excited. It's totally revolutionary. There will be pros and cons, but as a pirate and a libertarian at heart, I think this is a wonderful opportunity to have a go. If you're good enough, you'll succeed. If not, you'll just please yourself or fade away.
Patrick?
Well, of course, there's much more competition now, in a sense, and of course we're facing the same problem as all print media, which is why, of course, we have to some extent moved, not me personally, but there's a great deal of stuff now on the web. And I think one of the great advantages of the web for us is that we can refer people back in time for something like 23 years and say, well, we wrote about this, for example, and you can read it if you like now.
Yeah, I was thinking about some cons for the possibilities of self-publishing. And so a question: do you not think that there's a danger that just the noise, that everybody saying everything at the same time, and sort of we're going to drown in mediocrity, that drowning is actually going to also kill the professional as well?
Anna, what's your feeling of this?
It's debatable. I will always rate print as print, and self-publishers as self-publishers. I keep saying that we're alternatives. I think that we are. We just offer something different because we can, because the technology is there and it fills a need. Because if there wasn't a demand for it, we wouldn't be doing it.
Ian, you mentioned earlier that there was a rumour of Murdoch firing all of his copy editors. Is that an example? I mean, is that an example of the sort of con that's being suggested may be the case here, would you say?
I think it's driven by financial considerations because the print sector is threatened by new technology. Sales are falling, advertising revenue is falling, print media is under threat, and yet I would say that print media is terribly important, and because my background is in print, I guess, and I have a nostalgia for it, but I think that the best future would see a combination of print and the internet.
Thank you. People's reading habits are changing these days. We're an immediate people. We want things now, and we want it immediately, and we often want it in graphics, all singing, all dancing, technicolor. Surely online media allows for this. We don't have to read vast chunks of text. Busy people, no time to do it. Surely online media allows for short sound bites, and it also allows for moving image. With Mark, obviously, with Riviera Woman, we are moving into video clips. It gives a whole new dimension of taking news forward.
It's absolutely true, and one of the big things that we do when we're writing our articles is to spend a lot of time sourcing the graphics, because we think that that's absolutely key to make it attractive and get people to look. The other thing is that as writers, we have to discipline ourselves to write really short articles, much shorter than we would like to, and we spend an awful lot of time taking stuff out, because of exactly what you said, which is this thing about the human way of reading things online is different from the way we would read things on paper.
My question to the panel was a very simple question, but obviously with a very difficult answer. It was, on the assumption that somebody has a good idea for some internet-related media project, how would you advise somebody to go ahead, to proceed with launching it and obviously then making it successful?
It's a classic business model, really. You've got the product has to be good, therefore you talk about standards, consistency, professionalism. You're talking about distribution. It's all very well putting up a web page, and then it's a bit like sort of printing a brochure and keeping them under your bed. The web page itself has to be promoted. In our first year, we've advertised with the Riviera Reporter, with the Riviera Times, with Anglo Info, and on Riviera Radio. And each of those medium, including the traditional ones especially, and they've all been, very effective. We're exchanging links with Riviera Woman and Monaco Today. I'd like to do the same with FR Today. So, it's getting it out there, basically.
By that media. I hope we all have a lot of fun watching it evolve going forward. And I hope we have a lot of fun eating some food now. I'd like to thank the panel very much. Club of the Riviera for organising this event. And I'd like to thank the International School of Nice for hosting it and for providing the excellent entertainment and for not bringing any dogs. Thank you.